So I guess this is gonna be reasons why I cut off people that told me everything wasn't a sign. Because I create my own reality is number one. That's also number two in every other reason. Because if I create my own reality, then everything is a sign. Which means that I don't have to go looking for the signs, but I can if I want to, because it's just reaffirming that everything is in my control. Like, this is my world. Like, the world belongs to me. If I truly do create my reality and I truly do attract whatever the fuck it is that I am, then I choose to be the sign itself. And so I have manifested said sign into my space, even if I pull it out my ass, because it's just reaffirming that I am in control here. And, if you really do subscribe to the belief that we as beings create every situation we've ever been in and have yet to be in, then I can be as delusional as I fucking want to reaffirm the fact that I am getting what I want. To the point where if I see a blade of grass on the ground and I want some new shoes, oh, that's a sign that I'm getting those new shoes. I would really rather be delusional than sit here and participate in this world watching it go to shit. And that's the truth. Besides, working hard never got me anywhere. Me working my fucking ass off never got me anywhere. Actually, the most money I ever had in my life was actually after losing a job. But I was a people pleaser back then, and I was letting everybody freaking take from me and whatever. But when I really think about it, I was never okay. And since then, I was working my ass off. And it has not helped. I'm still in the motherfucking same boat. Same motherfucking boat. Well, yeah, same boat without all the people, actually. So that's a relief. Because those same people were just like, oh, you need to get over the past. You need to, reframe your past and your reality and all of that shit. And it's just like, but you're over here telling me that I need to change the way my thought process works, but also telling me that everything that I see is not a sign. Do you understand how contradictory this is? You're telling me that I am in control of my reality and my life, but also telling me that I'm not. That didn't make any sense. Anyway, so yeah, everything's a motherfucking sign because I said so. Because if I really create my reality, then I should see signs nonstop that I am in control. And everything around me, everything that I see should remind me that this world is mine. This reality is mine. I am in control of it, any and everything that happens in it. That's only logical to me. That's just the way that my fucking mind works. It's only logical to me that if I'm truly in control, then the rest of the world on the outside of me should remind me that I am in control if I need it, or, it should just reaffirm. Because, I'm in control. So, everything should be a sign that I am in control. Anyways, I've been, kind of binge watching some, quantum physics stuff and, listening to other people and how they created their realities, things like that. And my only thing was that I needed to know the limits. Like, what are the limitations? I needed to know how big the box was, if there was even a box to begin with, because, can I snap my fingers and pull a pin out of the air, or anything like that? Or is it just confined to me just drawing outside energy towards me, or could I like just completely go from being in one house to another in my consciousness and just like shift like that? So I started like doing a little digging. Now, this is the part where it might get a little bit insane, but it's just the way that I make my brain understand the world around me. So if it is what it is, I really don't care. But mind you, I'm not a scientist, and I really don't understand Earth physics. So quantum physics, it makes more sense to me, but it also probably doesn't make sense that it makes more sense to me than Earth physics. Anyways, but I was thinking about it. I'm just gonna tell this little bit. I might have a bigger explanation later. But I was thinking about it, and I was like I was hearing about like other people creating their realities, and the way that they create their realities is to assume that they already have it. And everybody seems to say that the best way to do it is to feel like cultivate the feeling of already having it. And then, if you know that you already have it, then your reality forms around you what you know and what you feel. And so my logic behind that was just like, okay, but like that don't make no damn sense. Like I have to feel it first, then cultivate, having it. Now me, I always thought I was too logical for like spirituality and stuff. So I was just like, the way I do the spiritual stuff is completely different than everybody else, I guess. Or maybe not. I don't know, because I don't really observe that hard, because I would have to know exactly what they do behind closed doors and everything. Anyway, so I looked up like quantum physics and started like watching videos about quantum physics and things like that. And I was looking at a video from like 3 years ago that Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking in, and was talking about how like there's a possibility that you could like dig a tunnel into another reality, but there's a risk with that because if like the electrons could be different and the amount of electrons could be different and your body could turn into a puddle of mush. And I thought about that, and I was like, it kind of like sparked in my brain like that's why you need to cultivate the feeling of having it there. But then when I like he said the electrons might be different, I thought about static, and how like static is basically when you create enough friction between materials and then touch another material, and then the electrons have to balance out, and so it creates that static shock from the electrons jumping. So what you do is like, by you cultivating that feeling, because that's just energy, you're cultivating the energy of what it is that you want. And so when you cultivate that energy, it creates an imbalance in your current reality, because technically that thing that you want is not there, and the thing that you feel that you have is not there. It creates an imbalance, and so you end up jumping to another timeline like the electrons in static. So you basically you bring an imbalance to the world that you're in, and then end up jumping into another one, because everything in the universe is trying to reach some sort of equilibrium. And I was just like, well, that makes sense why you have to get the feeling of having it. But like, and I guess the friction would be like your mindset, because your mindset affects your energy, it affects your elevation, and then all of that shit. I haven't completely thought it all the way fucking through, and I don't got enough time to sit here and explain it. But anyways, that's just what my brain did to freaking understand manifesting and creating realities and shifting quantum leaps and things like that. So yeah, that's all I got. That's it so far. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I don't care. It makes sense to my brain.